in France, you've had huge widespread protests throughout the country because of this new law that they're trying to pass, and also because of police brutality. Okay, so they're trying to get through Article 24 inside of global security law. And essentially what Article 24 does, I'll show it to you in a second, right? It's in French. And voilà, ça c'est proposition de loi relative à la sécurité globale. And this is the specific article, l'article 24. This one is very interesting, this little bit of text over here. Because what it says, it's essentially a crime to film, to record the cops and post that stuff if it's done with the intent of hurting them physically or mentally. Think about that. And look what it says, the punishment est puni d'un an d'emprisonnement et de 45 000 euros. So 1 year in prison and 45,000 euros. Fine. You know what that means. That means they want you to stop recording the cops, right? And they were going to use this is a blanket excuse to stop journalists, to stop people exposing police brutality. And speaking of police brutality, just recently, and this was caught on tape, 4 cops, they beat the crap out of this man, Michel Zecler. Look at the footage. You can see he had a CCTV camera. This is inside of his studio, right? He's a producer, okay? You need to watch this to understand. And of course, you know, nothing happened to them, and he was presumed guilty until the video came out. Once again, you know, just like you see with police brutality everywhere else, especially against people of color. Like, if they can get away with it, if they can cover it up, they will. They will. I mean, just the first thing that I thought of when I saw this, I thought of Kenny Walker, right? Breonna Taylor's boyfriend. I mean, they killed his girlfriend and arrested him and tried to like implicate her in a drug ring and get away with that. And now they're trying to sue him. I mean, just insane. Like they don't know when to stop. And so same thing here. If this video didn't come out, we already know how they would be twisting the story. They would be lying about it, covering it up. And I mean, they used racial slurs against him. This was released on Loopsider. That's the outlet that published the video. Okay. And I mean, it's really harrowing stuff. It's unbelievable. So, you know, obviously in this context, you can understand why this law, this Article 24 is an absolute, c'est du liberticide, as they're saying in France, right? It would be the death of liberty. And, you know, France is, they take it very seriously, right? Liberté, égalité, fraternité, etc. Tous ces trucs. C'est bien important, oui. They even gave the US a Statue of Liberty, didn't they? So, you know, I mean, just in general, honestly speaking, like there is a much stronger culture of, you know, protesting, of solidarity than I've seen in other places. And people, I think 133,000 people came out to protest, which is enormous. And here are some of the pictures. And of course, you know, a couple of cars burning. There have to be, otherwise it's not a Paris protest. S'il n'y a pas de bagnole qui brûle, c'est pas une vraie émeute. C'est comme ça. C'est comme ça. Here's some of the video as well. I don't know if you can hear anything, but and they're right to protest, man. They're right to protest because this is some authoritarian shit. I mean, it helped in a way, but not really. So I'll show you what happened. So a few hours ago, this is about 7-8 hours ago, you had an announcement from l'RM, so Macron's party. Hold on, I'll play it to you.
Nous allons donc proposer une nouvelle écriture complète de l'article 24. Trop de questions subsistent, alors même que jamais aucune réduction de la liberté de la presse et de la liberté des images ne peut être tolérée.
Okay, so what he's saying, they are going to completely, totally rewrite Article 24, and that there shouldn't be any doubt, surrounding the freedoms of the press. Hold on a second. No. You don't need to rewrite it. You need to withdraw it. Not rewrite it. No one asked you to rewrite it. Do you see? Vous voyez comment ils essaient de faire les petits malins? Do you see how they're still trying to be clever dicks and get away with it? Oh, we're going to rewrite it totally. No. Don't rewrite it. Get rid of that shit. Okay? This is absurd. Cops already have enough protection, okay, when doing their jobs. If they're caught committing acts of police brutality and then a journalist films them doing that or publishes it, or just a victim like Zecler, he posts a video of himself getting beaten up by the cops, right? Or anyone on the street is filming police brutality. You're going to come and put that person in jail or fine them because, it caused emotional distress to the cop. What? I mean, and this is true. You see this. Like one of the cops who killed Breonna Taylor in the US, he is suing her boyfriend, Kenny Walker, because it caused him emotional distress. You're not the victim here, but that's how they'll play it. I just gave you an example of that happening where cops try to play the victim after committing obscene injustices. This is a thing. This is a real culture of racism, of oppression. That's why this stuff is dangerous. And I mean, just, the law itself aside, I mean, Macron, every single second he's attacking the press because, he doesn't like the way they covered this or that, it's just, and then at the same time, it's like, mais on respecte la liberté de la presse, etc. We want to uphold press freedoms, but I'm still really mad at the press for doing it this way because I don't like it. Which one is it, man? You got to pick. This is not okay. And this half-assed measure, we're going to rewrite it. No, don't rewrite it. Get rid of it. Jartez cette merde. C'est du n'importe quoi, ça. Attends. I mean, do I need to say anything else? Do I need to say anything else? End of story. That's it. Get rid of this shit. Once again, man, you see there's a real culture in France about protesting and taking this seriously, direct action. It's missing. It's missing in a lot of places where it's needed, right? I mean, 133,000 people out protesting, that's great, and I'm pretty sure they won't stop because this is half-assed. This is nonsense. It's a distraction. On va réécrire tout ça. On va totalement réécrire l'article 24. N'importe quoi. Mais jartez cette merde. Des conneries. So, more direct action always. And the only reason that they're backing away from it, because, it got through the first reading in l'Assemblée nationale, which is, the lower chamber of the parliament, and then it goes to the Senate, le Sénat. The only reason they're slightly backing away from it now is because of the protests, right? If people weren't out protesting, they would just go right ahead with it. And unfortunately, I mean, you look at the UK, just to draw a comparison here, or contrast rather, there's nothing about the spy cops bill, about the overseas operations bill. You take the average person on the street in the UK, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Never mind actually seeing protests, right? And this thing that happened with Michel Zecler, I mean, unbelievable. Seriously. Really harrowing stuff. So if they think that they can pass these kinds of things to cover up police brutalities and repress journalism and promote this authoritarian nonsense, you can't film cops anymore because it might cause us psychological distress or harm them or risk it. Get the hell out of here, man. Get the hell out of here. Ridiculous. There needs to be accountability. Journalists need to be able to do their jobs. Members of the public need to be able to hold the public servants accountable. That's the whole point of a liberal democracy, right? The government, the authorities, yes, the institutions that are meant to serve the people are transparent, that you can hold them accountable. That's the whole point. This runs contrary to that. unacceptable.